righty, welcome to the After Hours Experience preview. I'm here with Ricky Bittman. As we can tell by the theme, we're going to be talking about none other than Conspiracy Connection.
You know what I always think about when I hear that theme?
Jim Cornette and the Midnight Express?
No. Oh, Billy.
Or we also talk about our good friend Art Bell.
Oh, Art Bell, my goodness. Let me tell you something, TC. Art Bell is alive and well. That's my new bumper sticker on the back of the Winnie Bagel. Art Bell is alive and well, and the world needs to know we're going to have some breakout information this summer for you and the fans. All
right, like I said, this is a teaser for the upcoming After Hours Experience radio broadcast, and one of the big segments that we're going to be having on all the episodes of the After Hours Experience is Ricky Bittman's Conspiracy Connection. Can you give us the 411 on Conspiracy Connection?
All right, we've all heard it before. Don't pay any attention to that man behind the curtain. TC, we're going to pull the curtain back and look him right in his eye, and then if we need to, we're going to spit in his eye. And what I mean by that is there's a lot of things going on in the world right now that are going on underneath the surface of observation. And we are going to dig through that surface. We're going to scratch through the protective shell. You know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
We're going to get to the truth, the real truth about unidentified flying objects. Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Yeti, the Loch Ness Monster, mind control, you name it.
JFK?
If you want to go into JFK, I get the information for you. I tend to take a step back, but I will do it because I have this information for you.
Area 51, which is a neighbor of yours.
Area 51? I work at Area 51 Fireworks, for crying out loud. I mean, Area 51 is my hometown, and the things that I'm seeing that I'm not supposed to be telling people about, it's an itch I can't scratch anymore, TC, and I get the back scratcher out, and I'm going to go at it.
Unbelievable. Now, the first subject you're going to be talking about on the After Hours Experience, why don't you enlighten the fans out there?
The first thing we're going to talk about is the tall whites.
The tall whites?
The tall whites is a species of alien. They've gone under the radar for a long time. Recently, as recent as March of this year, 2013, Mr. Charles Hill, he worked for the Defense Department in Canada. He has spent time with these aliens. He's met with them face to face. He has come forward. His video is ridiculed, but I'm telling you, the truth is out there, and this man is not afraid to tell it. He will tell us how the United States has worked in cohorts, in conspiracy with these beings from another planet for decades, dating back to the Eisenhower days. And the scary thing, TC, is they're starting to assimilate. They are living among us. They're our neighbors. They're our friends. They act in distinct ways, all ways which I will bring to the attention of the listening audience. The tall whites. Nothing to do with the NBA.
Unbelievable there. The tall whites. Now, I've never heard of the tall whites before.
No, because you always hear about the little green men, or you hear about the grays, or you hear about this and that. The tall whites, like I said, it's just breaking news. We're going to deal with breaking news this time. We're not going to tell you the stuff you've already heard, because everybody's heard it a million times. We've heard about the little green men. We've heard about this and that. The tall whites, it's a very narrow scope of study, and we're going to get right into it, and you're going to be shocked about what you hear.
I'm looking forward to this. Now, I'm not going to research anything about this. I wanted to hear it firsthand from you, Ricky Bittman, the tall whites. But how are they? Let's give a little tease. How long have they been here?
Like I said, dating back to the Eisenhower days.
So they came here in the 40s.
Absolutely. They've worked with the United States. They've worked with intelligence. Every president since the day of Eisenhower has met with the tall whites. They know how the society will change looking into the future. A lot of the advances we made are a result of the tall whites. I don't want to out anybody. But there's kind of a company named after a little fruit.
Elton John?
You never stop. That's what I love about you. But think about it. They took a bite out of the Big Apple. That's all I'm going to tell you.
We're not talking about King Kong.
Nope. And we're not talking about the city. And now, there's certain things I can't go into detail, but you can make the connection by what I'm saying.
Now, the person who owned this Big Apple, who's no longer with us, could he have gone home?
Oh, well, he wasn't exactly a short person. Let me just put that to you. And there was a reason he wore a turtleneck.
There was a reason he wore a turtleneck.
Part of the anatomy of the tall whites is in a place that it should not be. And he had to wear a turtleneck, let's just say, from getting pinched for indecent exposure.
Really? Okay, now this is good. This is going to be fascinating here. We're going to talk all about this on the After Hours Experience. But what conspiracy got you into being a conspiracy junkie?
Well, that would be you. I mean, you told me the truth about some things, and some of your friends that you've brought to my attention.
Which one in particular?
Well, I'm going to go right out on a limb and say it. It had to be the JFK thing. As much as I didn't want to talk about that, things started to add up in a very strange way for me. So I said, well, if this is possible, what else can be possible? And then, of course, I turned my eyes to the sky, and nothing is better proof than what you can see with your own eyes. And out in Pahrump, Nevada, I see it. Late nights, awake, trying to fall asleep. Art Bell, who is now a close personal friend of mine, he brought the light to my eyes. You and Art Bell are responsible for this.
Unbelievable. I can't wait. I've always been a conspiracy theorist ever since day one. JFK obviously woke me up when I saw Oliver Stone's movie.
Very revealing movie.
I researched it more and more and more and more. Now, you think that Lee Harvey Oswald pulled that trigger? You're a sucker.
Exactly. Of course you're a sucker. But you know what? We're fed this information and we're told to believe it. And you know what? If you don't question it, you're asleep.
There's a reason they call it the boob tube.
For other reasons.
And I'm not talking about the Spice Channel either.
Or Benny Hill.
Benny, unbelievable. So can you give us any little more 411 on the tall whites before we get into big detail on the after-hour experience, which, by the way, will be coming up in the next couple weeks?
I am going to tell you how to identify a species of the tall whites in a future broadcast. It's very simple. There are some distinct personality traits to look for right in that home studio town of yours. Particularly, I think we have a lot in that 411 or district or what's it called, a zip code area. You could be dealing with them day in and day out. People you even know.
Do they mainly go to like big metropolises to blend
Not
in?
Not necessarily. You look at the area around the studio. It's a very quiet area. That's where they're going to start. And they're going to make their way into the big cities, the heartbeats of this country.
Now, once again, the tall whites, they don't have to be like 9 feet tall people, do they?
No, it has nothing to do with their height. It's just the way they're described. But here's the thing. They've learned how to evolve, to assimilate into our society. So as much as when they came here, they were the tall whites. That's all we call them now because we don't know what the hell else to call them. But these people don't have to necessarily be tall to be a tall white, and that's what's scaring me.
Unbelievable. All right, we're going to wrap up this little tease here. Now, all the fans out there want to send in controversies or conspiracies. You can always send it to tcrestani@yahoo.com. Unbelievable. Are you excited about the After Hours experience?
Oh, my goodness. This is like a whole new page of life for us in the After Hours show and all of us involved. We're going to bring some new things to the table for all the fans. It's going to be great.
One last question. Do you think anybody on the show is a member of the Tall Whites?
I didn't want to go there, but I have proof that someone is.
Unbelievable. We're going to find that out on the debut edition of the After Hours experience. Ricky Bittman, thank you for being on this program.
My pleasure, my friend.
And I'm signing all these autographs. You can get one too. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and send your information to the bottom of the screen. Such a woman, you got style.